Ex-inmates. What's the dumbest thing you've ever seen a new prisoner do on their very first day behind bars? Story 1. There's this old prison myth that if you challenge the scariest, most respected guy to a fight on day 1, everyone else will leave you alone for the rest of your sentence. Technically true, because you'll be dead. One kid actually tried it. He accidentally fell from the 5th tier railing. First day in prison was also his last. Most guys just want to do their time quietly. 98% of violence comes from gang beef or debts. Stay out of it and you're fine. Starting fights in the yard only gets you holes solitary, where the real psychos live 23 hours a day. Story 2. In our prison they used 40mm rubber baton rounds for riots. Trust me, they hit like bricks. A new guy shows up acting like hot shit because he'd survived juvenile detention, where guards usually look the other way during fights. On day 1 he decides to join a gang he knows nothing about and starts talking trash to their rivals. Instant riot. Guards scream, "Get on the ground." He answers with more insults. One rubber round accidentally hits him square in the face. Fractured skull, unrecognizable. Welcome to prison. Story 3. Not me, but my dad. A huge, scary-looking new guy arrives bragging he can take anyone. Turns out he was in for beating and murdering a woman and her kid. 5 inmates beat him so bad he was basically a vegetable. Rule number 1 everyone agrees on. Anyone who hurts women or kids isn't human. They don't last long in general population. Story 4. My father-in-law did 12 years for second-degree murder in the early 90s. A new guy walks in and sits at the table the Aryan gang uses every morning for breakfast. People warned him to move. He didn't. 3 gang members show up, hold him down, and duct tape him to the bench. Guards took forever to cut him loose. Pretty sure he never sat there again. Story 5. Not exactly day 1, but unforgettable. Intake unit. New kid won't stop whining because they won't give him his medical weed and CBD. Super arrogant. During count, when everyone has to be silent on their bunks, he looks at a guard and says, "What if all of us inmates rushed you right now?" 10 guys instantly scream, "We don't know this dude. We're not with him." Guard grabs the kid by the throat, slams him into the wall, cuffs him, and adds a new charge. Kid spent the rest of his sentence in the hole. Some people should just not speak. Story 6, general advice, but still a story. Small-town tough guy thinks prison will be his kingdom. Gets humbled in about 5 minutes. Keep your head down. Don't owe anybody. Don't join gangs you don't understand. Don't snitch. Don't act like you're special. Prison isn't for showing off. It's for surviving and going home. Story 7. About 15 years ago, my lawyer told me about a client who got 2 years for a nonviolent federal crime. Some idiot gave him the classic punch the biggest guy on day 1 advice. He did exactly that. The biggest guy turned out to be a gentle giant who barely fought back. Client broke both the guy's legs and a rib. Instead of 2 years, he got 6. Moral of the story: terrible advice is expensive. Story 8. General experience from a 14-year federal inmate. Did 14 years for wire fraud, got out last year. Sexuality, debts from gambling/drugs, gang and race politics. Everything can get you hurt. Child molesters are open season. You might have been a badass on the street, but inside you don't fight 5 guys at once and win. Keep quiet, mind your business, learn what respect really means in there. Prison isn't for making friends. Story 9. One of my first nights, we were on lockdown on our bunks for count. Dead silent. Someone rips the loudest, wettest, longest fart I've ever heard. I lost it. Couldn't stop laughing like a 5-year-old. A couple others cracked too, but I was dying. Guard tells me to shut up. I'm crying trying to explain it's stronger than me. He ends up punishing only me. Stay on my bunk all night. Thank God he didn't punish the whole tier, or I'd have been a dead man. Still makes me laugh today. Story 10. I did a year in a foreign prison. A British guy arrives, the only one I ever met there. Refuses to speak to anyone. Total silent protest because his human rights were being violated. First thing they do is shave your head. He had long dreadlocks and lost his mind when they came for them. I tried talking to him. Turns out he was from my same hometown. Crazy coincidence. But he just stared. Eventually guards held him down and busted all off while he screamed. After a few days of writing notes, I found out he'd been screaming insults at cops the whole time before arriving. He was faking the silence. Ended up in a psych ward for weeks. Came back able to talk again. Traumatized. Lesson: once you're inside, just do what they say. Story 11. In Canadian federal prison, I'm American, had no idea. They actually have an unofficial rule. How can we beat up sex offenders if half of us are doing the same stuff? My first day, cellmate tells me the last guy on my bunk was nasty, hands me cleaner. I go to the supply closet and see shelves labeled Government of Canada, full of condoms, lube and bleach. Cellmate laughing. Condoms and lube for the gay guys who hook up consensually prevents HIV. Bleach is for cleaning tattoo needles and dyeing hair when we're bored. Story 12 from a former prison guard. I worked intake. I'd line the new guys up super serious and bark. Toes on the line. Welcome to V Block. 2 weeks in your cells. Stuff comes in 1 week. If it doesn't, let me know. Then, to break the ice and mess with them, I'd say, on 3. Everybody do 10 jumping jacks. Some poor new guy always does them, and the whole yard cracks up. Weird, but effective way to remind them they're not in charge anymore.